Welcome along, everybody, to another episode of CSI. We're in the middle of interrogating this guy, Gus, Mr. Harrison.
I was in the pit with my backup device, watching the stunt go down. Well, whose else would there be? I told you, I'm the prop guy, Pyro Man. That's a remote detonator. I push the button as a backup. If the gun blasts don't detonate the squib, last thing you want in the middle of a show is to have one of your big scenes go flat because an effect fizzles.
Well, duh, wonder why.
Always keep them handy. We just had a photo shoot the day before that rehearsal. Matter of fact, I put some of them dummy bullets in Heather's prop pistol. If the revolver cylinder was empty, it'd show in the stills.
Could one of the dummy bullets have been left in that gun?
Well, I suppose. I mean, I try to be careful, but I'm only one man, and you don't mean... My God, that's horrible. I could have been responsible for this? I mean, accidentally responsible. No, hell no. Even if I did screw up, and I didn't, Heather followed my stage directions and fired away from Merrill, angled to one side. If a real round did accidentally get fired out of that thing, it wouldn't have struck Merrill anyway.
You seem sure of that.
Damn sure, for 3 reasons. First, I saw the stunt go down. I saw Heather fire at an angle. Second, I count the bullets I use, always. And with that photo shoot, I clearly remember doing that, both before and after. And finally, I always disassemble, clean, and oil the prop weapons after they've been used. Those are continuity photos. You know, making sure that things are in exactly the same spot next time you see them.
I've heard of that in film work, but never in a live theater performance.
Oh, it's common enough. When we hustle the props around, we've got to track them, scene to scene. Photos make a handy crib sheet.
But your continuity photos seem to track Merrill Regis specifically, scene to scene. Almost all of these continuity photos are of her.
Hey, can I help? She was the star of the show. A rifle missing. Hey, that's news to me.
Really? But you're so careful, Mr. Harrison. And yes, it's gone, from the rack. Do you recall that specific weapon?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, bolt action rifle, 30 caliber. Telescopic sight on that puppy. We did a show about a sniper killer a while back.
Must have been another musical. You're an expert, Mr. Harrison. How tough would it be to make a homemade noise suppressor for a weapon like that?
Well, probably not tough at all. A lot of do-it-yourself stuff floating around the internet. But you'd still have to know what you were doing. It ain't just any chump can build one.
Sounds like work for an expert. Right, Mr. Harrison?
Why the hell would anybody do that?
Why don't we ask the questions, Mr. Harrison? You see, we found tool marks on the bullet fragments that killed Merrill. The same kind of bullets as the dummies in your prop room. It'd be easy to pull the bullet out of a dummy and load it into a gun with a blank behind it. Then you wait in the orchestra pit for the exact moment when Heather shoots. And from the darkness, shoot Merrill yourself. An instant accident.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't just go out and buy a damn bullet. I'd make a homemade one.
You see, there's a paper trail when you buy cartridges, Gus. You had a handy supply in the prop room. A little work, a little knowledge. That was all it took.
Hey, I can see how you put these pieces together, but it ain't the right picture. I didn't do any of this crap. Maybe somebody else did. But it's a big theater, and a lot of people have access.
But you keep the prop room locked, don't you? Safety-conscious guy like you?
Hey, sometimes it stands open when I'm hauling things around. And stuff could get taken from the stage, too. My inventory, as you already seen, can be a little lax sometimes.
Right. Like the missing rifle from the rack? Gus, we already know from trajectory analysis that the shot came from the orchestra pit.
I'm only in that pit during stunts, when performances are underway. And I don't know what happened to that damn rifle. Is this what I get for cooperating? Do I need a lawyer or something?
That's your call, Mr. Harrison. But cooperating with us is a good idea. Maybe you can tell us if you have the tool that's missing from your wall rack.
I can. It's right here. Multi-purpose puppy in my pocket. Take it. Knock yourself out. If I had anything to do with this, I wouldn't be cooperating, right? Right?
Well, looks like we've got everything we're going to get from him, for now anyway. Let's return to the lab. And yeah, that's going to be a new thing where I'm just going to mute like long cutscenes and dialogue, help you guys hear it a bit better. Now, what did he give us? He gave us the multi-purpose tool. Doesn't look like it fits in the rack, but we'll give it to Greg.
Okay, good news, bad news. This could be the mystery tool from the prop room wall, but it wasn't the tool that made the marks on the bullet fragment from the Vic's wound.
That still doesn't clear Gus, though. Guy always seems to know more than he's saying.
Right, so that... yeah. Right, so they don't match. They do not match in the slightest. We don't have anything else. So let's go to Brass and then we'll go to the morgue, see if there's anything new in either one of those areas, and then we'll have to return to Colossal Theatre and...
Get serious. Not the link.
Right, so let's go back to the morgue, see if Al's found anything now that he's had more time with the body. I think we've done enough.
Sure.
Nope, still the same. When can I do like a little... I'm sure it's an impression mold I need to do here, like of that, but maybe I need to wait until like he does something with the body. But let's go back to the Colossus Theatre then in that case, since the game doesn't want me progressing there. We'll figure out this case, guys. I promise. It's gonna happen.
That's all I...
She's useless.
I don't have.
He's useless. Well, I suppose there's... I mean, can't we just check the pit? Like, surely the pit. But no, apparently not. There's the mark where she should be. Right, it's gonna have to be in the prop room. Right. Oh, I don't know. What am I missing here? Exactly. Nothing of that, nothing of that, nothing of that. All these dummy bullets, and there's not a single one that I can use. Wait, what the frick am I missing? I hate it when I get like this where I'm missing stuff. Right, let's go back to the lab. Because if I'm missing something, then it must be in the analysis sector.
What's up?
Right, let's look at the trace. The blood from Meryl Regis is indeed not done yet. But the fingerprint and the barrel powder are. Now the photos. Nope, nothing there. The bullet fragments from the morgue, nothing there either. And the cross trainer shoes, nothing there either. Nope. I am missing something, I think. Definitely missing something. Right, so the only place I can think of that I'm missing something is the Colossus Theatre. I'm missing a crucial piece of evidence somewhere. Those damn pixels. Trying to find those damn pixels in this game can be frustrating. You know, that little sweet spot where the thing goes green. I mean, I could always ask for clues, but why would I do that now? Why would I do that? Well, it doesn't look like there's anything really. Nothing anywhere. Well, if it's not here, then there's only one other place that I'm missing something, and that is the prop room. And if it's not in the prop room, then I'm missing something with that.
Nothing for you.
Oh, he's actually not got any hints for me right now, even if I wanted one. That's worrying, actually. Right, it's got to be something here, because this is the only area that gets me, actually gets me, green stuff, like actual pixels that I can investigate. Kind of like try and put the tool back on the wall. I don't think it's the tool though. Right, there's got to be something else in this room. That's just that. Nope. Right. It's got to be the body. I'm missing something with that bullet wound.
Yes. Sure.
I'm missing something with this bullet wound. I'm sure of it. See, this one is all fine. This one's all done. This one, there's something here that I want to figure out.
You won't be able... Nothing.
What is it?
That's not right. Try some. Wrong server. You won't be able. Wrong.
Must be a collection.
That's not right. Not. Try something.
See, it just won't let me. It doesn't tell me no. It doesn't tell me no. When I try and do the mold, so why is it not? Oh, wait, is it maybe that?
Nothing. That's not. That's not.
Frustration.
That's not.
What is the right tool for this? Am I just being an idiot? I know what I might maybe have to do. Maybe I take the round and try and... No. Oh. Maybe I might see what I do. Maybe I might have to do some more shenanigans. Is that? No? Really? It's just frustrating. I genuinely cannot figure this one out.
Dummy bullets are props. They don't contain gunpowder. Could one have ended up in the chamber?
What the frick?
Somehow?
What does that do?
Nothing for.
So now we know that that's done.
Nothing new to...
Black round. Still get nothing else though. So it's gonna have to be brass again. I'm gonna try brass and then I'm gonna try the morgue, see if maybe I can...
Need something?
I don't know.
The link, but... Yeah, let's see.
There we go.
Hey, she was alive last time I saw her.
You mean from the pit during the stunt?
No. I mean, after her death scene, I checked on her. I was down in the pit, yes, where I was supposed to be. And she was laying on the stage, just where she was supposed to be. Meryl whispered, kind of irritated like, that she got a bit of a backblast from the squib. I told her I'd fix that for her, before the performance.
Fortunately for you, Mr. Harrison, the squib we analyzed tends to corroborate your story. Meryl's protective plate was damaged. And you couldn't have known about the backblast unless you had really spoken with Merrill after the squib detonated. But we have to follow every thread.
Look, I know you do. I said I'd cooperate, and what have I been doing? So if you don't mind an outside expert asking, if Merrill was flat on the stage when she was shot, what does that do to your trajectory notions?
It calls for another look, back at the theater.
I don't want to play pin the tail on some other poor sucker, but I got to admit, showbiz, the theater, it's a dog-eat-dog deal. Lots of big egos, lots of insecurity. Crazy. Take Heather, for instance. Right before rehearsal, she had this knockdown drag-out with Merrill. I'm surprised you ain't figured that out yourselves already. Evidence guys like you?
You're still on our list of suspects, Mr. Harrison.
Yeah, I can live with that. As long as you promise to cross off my name when you realize I had nothing to do with this. Listen, I hold on to this job by being discreet. But yeah, that's Heather and Merrill going at it. Kind of a lover's quarrel, if you get my drift. Stirring an angry husband and you've got an instant soap opera. But that's all you get on that from me. Go to the sources if you want more.
Heather and Clayton have probably left the theater by now. We could try to track them down at their homes.
That's a lot of information that we really needed. Let's go to Brass, we'll drop by Brass, we'll get the locations for the 2 apartments.
What's up? No prob. Here you go. 216 Vermont Drive, residential. An easy one. Got it.
There we go, right, so we've got all them. But really we want to follow up what he was saying, because if what he's saying is true, he talked to Merrill after she was shot, which means she was alive when she was lying on the ground, which means that she wasn't shot while standing up, which means the trajectory changes, which means we're going to have to do some fun stuff, some CSI stuff here.
We need to check out Gus's story. If Merrill was laying on stage, playing dead at the time she was shot, our trajectory theory is out of whack. Let's see where it points to. Now we got it. With the sloping angle of the wound, if Merrill was laying on stage when she was shot, it would have come from that box seat.
Well, well, well.
Looks like a shoe print. Loafer, or maybe dress shoes.
Definitely not the shoes that we have already.
That's not...
It's definitely not that. Oh, we get more.
Interesting print. Impressed more towards the instep, suggesting a slight pronation.
Oh. So maybe a bit of a limp or something? Hurt ankle, hurt foot? Definitely got something there. Is that all? No. Hello. Gunpowder by the looks of things.
Faint trace of some powder. Nice catch. You are good.
Oh, thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. I mean, yeah, you're good too, man. Yeah. I guess. What is that?
Water stain, possibly.
Possibly, Nick. We don't deal in possiblies here in the CSI. Let's go back to the lab and check all this new thing, this new things out before we do anything else. Okay, so we didn't get any new items from that, which is fine, but we did get a lot of trace. So let's go for the loafer shoe print. That'll be sent to the computer. The sneaker shoe print. The balcony dark powder.
Traces of barium, lead, and antimony. Main ingredients of that ever-popular favorite, gunshot residue.
So we've narrowed down our killer's perch. Now if we can only narrow in on the killer, and a reason for the killing.
And the balcony water stain.
Well, at first I thought we had residue from drinking water. See, I found traces of fluoride. Only further tests gave up various levels of copper, cadmium, nickel, and antimony. Water picks up traces of these elements passing through various pipes. You may be able to narrow down the neighborhood of origin with a computer search.
Well, that sounds like a good lead to me. Let's do that. We got new shoe print. Let's check the trainer shoes with the sneaker shoe. That's a match.
Seems the owner of these shoes from the prop room has been lurking around the balcony box seats.
That is something that we should probably talk to Gus about. But for now, let's search up on the low for shoe print, see if we can get a match. Size 10 Bruno Pagili Lozano loafers. Interesting stuff. But let's go for the searchlights for the balcony water stain.
Interesting. The water that made the stain in the balcony came from a municipal water supply.
Municipal water supply, well there we go. Now, let's check in with Al, because I'm forever curious to see what he has for us. He's got nothing for us just yet, so let's go back to Brass. And we'll maybe even have a little talk with Gus, because we found his shoe prints up there.
Yeah? Yeah, let's...
Of course I do. I run the prop room. How many times? Some detectives you guys are. I mean, duh.
Well, we can't all be experts like you, Mr. Harrison. By the way, we found your footprints in the balcony. For somebody innocent of this crime, you seem to be everywhere. Everywhere you shouldn't be.
Hey, I'm the damn stage manager. See a broken light bulb in the box seats during rehearsal? So I go up and replace it while Heather's singing her song. So sue me. Do I look like a guy who wears designer gunboats? Comfort first, I always say, particularly when you gotta cover the ground I do around here. Anyway, I know the shoes you're talking about. I wouldn't stick your feet in those ugly things. Of course I did. It's my job to notice junk like that. I'll call a plumber in when I'm not spending all my time talking to cops who want to pin a murder on my innocent tail.
Well, that's all we're going to get from him, I think. I think it's time we visited... Let's actually start with Regis, the husband, and we'll go to the lover. Heather, shock plot twist there. Oh, nice place, nice place. I want to look around, but I don't have a warrant. Where are you in the upper balcony?
What? Where? Oh, at the Colossus? No, if I'm around for rehearsals, I watch from the dress circle.
That could be a lie. I may need to borrow your shoes.
Listen, guys, I understand you have a job to do, but I'm mourning the loss of my wife, and I just don't have any stomach for this right now, okay?
We are not going to get a warrant anytime soon in regards to that, unless we find something incriminating. And there's nothing incriminating here. Let's go talk to Heather Colby. Well, maybe you'll give us a better lead. Okay. Looks like an interesting apartment. I want to have a look around, but I can't.
Excuse me?
Gus told us about it. I guess when you fight on stage, the stage manager notices.
Oh, that. No, that was no argument. We were just agreeably disagreeing over the motivation of my character. In the scene, maybe I got a wee bit bent out of shape, since this was my role we're talking about, not hers. Creative differences. Sisterly squabble.
Including a sisterly black eye?
Black eye? What are you talking about? You know, suddenly, I am not liking the tone of this. I don't want you poking around in my things, my business, not unless it's official. Understand?
So we've got two suspects, both of them are clamming up. And it looks like Brass may be our only option. Interesting. I don't actually believe he's going to give us any warrants. I want a warrant for...
You can't walk in. It's likely evidence that the Colby woman's home might corroborate your stage manager's story, along with his peeping Tom pics. You've got your warrant.
I'm surprised at that. I didn't think we actually had enough to go on for the Colby home. But, well, here we go. We're going into the Colby home. But we're going to look at the Colby home next time. So, join me that when we explore the hell out of this apartment. It'll be fun, I promise.